Hello everyone, it's me, Mix2the and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So sit back and enjoy. Alright guys, I hope you like spooky ghosts. In case you don't, that's not a problem, because we will kill a bunch today, since today what is on the agenda is pow hunting. Yeah, that's another very big side quest that will lead us to our last empty bottle, like the spot below the hammer. But before we do that, there's like one other thing I want to do, because I also want to initiate the next lead to the next dungeon. Also, let's change attire. Let's go back to classic red here. It's not classic red. Classic would be green here, of course, but Goron red. Let's just call it Goron red. I think that's what the randomizer calls it. Yeah, much better. Cool, yeah. Also back in Temple of Time, because I did use save and quit, like I did tell you last time. So that's why we are here again, which is a good position to continue stuff. Ooh, marketplace, readats. One thing about the readats, which I can quickly show you, that's a great spot actually. If you kill a readat while other readats are in the room, those readats will slowly go to their fallen like comrade, and like once they reach the dead readat, they will kind of eat it or so. Like, it's very weird, and we can maybe see that with the guy that's currently close to that guy. Like, he will like kneel down, and nah, maybe not. Maybe if I do this, I get a bunch of magic that way. In this state, they also do not attack you. You can just stand around there. Guy will not do anything to you. This guy lost track somehow, and this guy will not arrive in time. But yeah, what they do is they basically kind of eat the dead readat. And I think once they do that, they also gain some strength. I think that's something I saw at some point. I think they deal more damage if they grab you then, after they have eaten one of their kin. But yeah, in order to basically initiate the next arc, kind of, I did tell you we completed the initial 3 dungeons as Adult Link. In order to initiate like basically what leads us to the next 2 dungeons, we need to go to Kakariko, and even that is a lie, because the thing at Kakariko will only lead us to one of those 2 medallions. But we do have, yeah, we do get a new markers here on the map. We do get a marker at Kakariko, and we get 2 at Gerudo Valley and Gerudo's Fortress. Gerudo's Fortress being a place we haven't been to yet. So either you go to the new area or you go to a familiar place, which is Kakariko Village. Oh yeah, Zora's Remain, that's the prescription. Oh nice, Epona is still standing here. That's also pretty good. So that is something the game remembers, okay. Even through save and quit. Okay, that's something I didn't knew. But lo and behold, Kakariko in flames. Oh no, everything is burning. Although we cannot really see it right now. Wait a second. Camera, there we go. The Skulltula house. Poor Skulltula, guys. And I think Impar's house is also burning, from what I've seen. And Sheik. Oh god, Sheik did become mad. He did erase the entire village. Get back, Link. Phew. Whoosh. Whoa. And something's happening. And Link is just, Sheik, you're doing weird stuff. And then he's shocked only after that. And this shadowy figure, something, there's just like this huge shadow crawling around now. We don't know what it is. This shadow effect, by the way, this shadow effect is different on different versions of Ocarina of Time. On the N64, I'm fairly certain that that shadow is more like weird, like static or so, while it is actually a shadow here in, I think, GameCube and VVC. I think that's also like how it looks on GameCube. But yeah, Link got wrecked a little bit. Sheik as well. Looks like you're coming around. What was that? Sheik, explain. Link, a terrible thing has happened. The evil shadow spirit has been released. Oh no. Impa, the leader of Kakariko village, had sealed the evil shadow spirit in the bottom of the well. But the force of the evil spirit got so strong, the seal of the well broke, and it escaped into the world. That is what attack does. I believe Impa has gone to the Shadow Temple to seal it again. But she will be in danger without any help. Link, Impa is one of the 6 sages. Destroy the evil shadow spirit and save Impa. There's an entrance to the Shadow Temple beneath the graveyard behind this village. The only thing I can do for you is teach you the melody that will lead you to the Shadow Temple. This is the melody that will draw you into the infinite darkness that absorbs even time. Listen to this, the Nocturne of Shadow. Cool, we get a new warp song. And there's actually a temple here near Kakariko. Beep beep bop beep boop. Nice. In my opinion, one of the cooler warp songs. Nocturne and Requiem, the last warp song, are my favorites, I would say. But yeah, now we can visit the Shadow Temple. Let me take care of the village. I'm counting on you, Link. Like always. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Link is not even attempting to reach Sheik anymore. Nice. And yeah, that was the scene. Quite the shocker, but everything seems fine now. Flames extinguished. Those two guys are still standing here. What do you guys say? The village just burned. Bush, hello? I tell you, I saw him. The shadow thing. Link is not keeping track on like that guy. He's like moving around too much. I thought the ghostly figure of Dumper, the gravekeeper, sinking into his grave. I looked like he was holding some kind of treasure. And that's the only thing you're concerned about. Like the village was burning. There was this weird shadow who attacked us. And what the heck? Where were even the other people? Like. They didn't help us. I'm not sure. Yeah, he finds it ridiculous. Ha, the village burned. It's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Look at this guy. Ever since he escaped from Hyrule Castle town, he's become even more timid. Okay. Navi, what do you say? That monster, it came out of the well in the village. Let's go check out the well. Yeah, we can do that actually, even though that's not the Shadow Temple. One thing we will notice though, if we do that, I like also that the like wooden thing here is gone now. I think that was previously here. I think I'm fairly certain of it, but of course it was destroyed in the cutscene. But yeah, if we want to go here, we can see that the well is completely sealed. Like Impa, like she told us, Impa did seal that. And so there's no going in here as adult, but maybe a child we have more luck. But that's something we are not concerned about in this episode. Like I said, we want to hunt other ghosts in this episode. Yeah, people are completely oblivious to what happened here. Like if you ask this guy, he probably also does not tell us anything of importance. The windmill draws water up from the depth of the well. That's actually a good hint. Now the well is dried up though. I think I already read that, but okay. One thing I want to try, can I reach that? Nah, that's not hookshotable. Some letters are hookshotable, but that one isn't. It's also a very weird state Kakariko's in right now. We have like the foreboding clouds and everything. I'm not sure if that actually persists. I think that might actually persist until we beat Shadow Temple. Also thunderstorm going on. Let me quickly leave and re-enter. I don't know if everything is fine, but once we go close again, I think everything becomes, yeah, nice. Like there's a weird loading trigger here. And everything is fine. Oh, once we go back, everything is bad again. Let me quickly check this. Everything is fine. And everything is bad again. Yeah, I think that persists until we beat Shadow Temple then. Like the classic indication that there is like something wrong with the area. Same happened in Lake Hylia, for example. Lake Hylia is also a prominent spot where we have the rainy weather clouds and everything before we beat Water Temple. But yeah, good. Let's go on a POW hunt. POW hunting is fun. Epona will play a critical role for this. I will explain why to you, of course. But first of all, let's speak to someone who's actually our quest giver for this. And the quest giver is here in Hyrule Castle, or what remains of it. Let's park a boner here, that's fine. I also still have Blue Fire, I need to get rid of Blue Fire. You want to do this with empty bottles, you want to empty all your bottles, because otherwise this becomes tedious. But yeah, this guy, we have been here, I think. I think that's the first time we visit this place. But yeah, this guy. Oh, you are quite an energetic young man. You're brave and handsome too. Your name is Link, isn't it? Don't be surprised, I can read people's minds. If I looked as good as you, I could run a different kind of business. Wow. Okay. My shop is the only ghost shop in Hyrule. Because of the great Ganondorf, it is fine time for a business like this. Oh, I can only hope the world gets even worse. The ghosts, called POWs, are spirits of concentrated hatred that appear in the fields and graveyard. They hate the world. Young man, if you catch a POW, I will pay a lot of money for it. Okay, yeah, shady guy here, with his POWs there. I like that the POWs will escape and the guy is making them go back in the cage again. Okay, he wants a POW, let's sell him a POW. We got one of those normal POWs we got from the graveyard. What do you say about this guy? Oh, you brought a POW today. This is a normal POW. Here are your 10 rupees, take them. Okay, this guy's not much interested in normal POWs. We need to get something better for him. First of all, let's burn his pots, I guess. Yeah, the thing with this guy is, this guy's interested in big POWs. We can see that he has 2 different variations of POWs here. The blue one here is the one we got from the graveyard if you just defeat a normal POW. But there's also this green POW kind. And that's the interesting one, that's the one we are after. I think he does not say anything else. Hey, young man, what's happening today? If you have a POW, I will buy it. Your card now has 0 points. Come back again, hehehe. And yeah, the idea is that we go to Hyrule Field and find 10 of those big POWs, they are called. This is a normal POW, and the other one is a big POW. And we need to find all 10 big POWs on Hyrule Field, bring him those POWs, sell them to him, and we get a bottle as reward. And the thing is, those POWs are basically, those big POWs are basically here in fixed locations. We need to pass certain points here in Hyrule Field and they will spawn. There is a catch, however. Because their spawning habits change depending on how we approach them. Why is Epona so aroused? Epona, what's up with you? Anyways, those have very different spawning conditions depending on how we approach them. And we can either approach them as normal Link while walking around, and we can also approach them with Epona, and that's basically the key. To demonstrate stuff, I will trigger the POW here in front of Hyrule Castle. Once we approach this sign, there will be a POW that will be a big POW that spawns. Let's see what happens. If we go here, this guy spawns. Okay, this guy is just a normal POW. That's the catch. If you walk around normally as Link without Epona, I think there's an 80% chance that in one of those big POW spots, a normal POW spawns. And if we defeat this guy, he will just drop a normal POW. If we sell that to the POW merchant, he will not be much interested. He will only give us 10 rupees. We don't get points for our card. The thing is, there's then of course, if that's an 80% chance if one of those guys appears, there's a 20% chance that if we walk around normally, we can make a big POW spawn. And let's see if I can show this off. First off, let me kill this guy to show that this guy just drops a normal POW. Guy isn't too hard, he is like following you constantly, throws out some flames. Yeah, 2 shots with bow are fine, and you can see it's just a normal blue Pow that is not very happy. If we talk to this guy or approach him, you defeated Pow the Ghost. It's just like normal Pow, like I said. If you bring this to the Pow merchant, he will not be much interested. Let's try that. Let's not try that, I think you got the point. We can drink this Pow. I took damage, nice. Yeah, that's what happens sometimes. Okay, let's see if I can trigger a big Pow by just moving around. That's something some people might not know about, because normally you want to use a Pona. But yeah, if we try this again... Oh, it might be because I killed that guy now. No, there we go. Okay, it's one of those guys again, not the one we want to see. If this guy spawns, we can just move back to Hyrule City. Hyrule Town, Castle Town. And move back, because then we reset the Pow basically. If you defeat the Pow, there is like a small cooldown after a new Pow can spawn. Like even now. Come on, where are you? There we go. Do you see that guy? That was a big Pow. Like I said, 20% chance that instead of a normal Pow, a big Pow spawns, if you walk around normally as Link. The key to making this not insane is by using a Pona. If you approach one of the Pow spawning points here on Hyrule Field, while riding a Pona, the Pow that will spawn is always a big Pow, and that's the key how you want to hunt those Pows. And that of course means that you need to utilize horseback archery to hunt those Pows, which can be a little bit tricky, especially given some locations those Pows do spawn in. But theoretically it would be possible to do this without a Pona. Let's see if I can trigger a big Pow again, but this time with a better angle. Ah, normal guy. This guy takes a bit of time. I'm not sure if that's because like Hyrule Field needs to load a little bit before Pows can spawn. There are more tricks to those Pows. For example, the Pow will always spawn in the direction the camera is facing when the Pow spawns. For example, if we stand here now, the Pow will spawn after a while, it will always face the camera. There we go. Let's see if I can get this guy now. I think that's also a thing if you are just normal Link. Those Pows, big Pows, when they appear, do not stand around for long. You can, I think, theoretically kill them. They need 2 arrows to be killed. But it's very hard. The time window is pretty short. Another mean thing about the Pows is, and that will become much more apparent once we hunt Pows in different locations, other than like this flat plane here. Once a Pow touches a wall and basically like goes through the wall, the Pow will despawn. That's also very important to notice, using that in conjunction with the knowledge that the Pow always spawns where the camera is facing. That makes it so that you want to spawn some Pows in a way that they don't run into the wall, because they also directly always run away from you, kind of like cuckoos when they are scared. One more shot, I want to get one more big Pow here. But yeah, you can see I cannot even get this big Pow with like normal Link without a Pona, so don't do this without a Pona. It is possible, but insane. Let's ready the bow in case it's a big Pow. Nope. Of course, depending on how well you aim with this side quest is also pretty arrow intensive. We will need a lot of ammunition. Big Pows take 2 arrows to kill, which means you at least need 20 arrows for this. Let's see if we can make this guy spawn. Nope. I want to try if I can get one with like normal Link without a Pona. I think the trick is, the thing is why the big Pows despawn faster with like normal Link is because when you ride a Pona still moves closer to the Pow, and once the Pow creates enough distance, it will also despawn. I think that's how it works. And because I'm stationary right now, the power will eventually despawn and when it has enough distance. Ah, come on, one more big pow, just for the lulz. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, 1, 2, there we go, nice. Okay, that actually worked. Good. You can see this guy was pretty far away, but I killed it as normal link, nice. And then we can catch it in a bottle and then we bring it to the ghost shop and get 100 points. I can show that off right now. The thing is, you will have a maximum of 3 bottles at this stage because you get the 4th one by doing this quest. And that means you at least need 4 trips to Hyrule Field to deliver all the pows. Which means this singular one I can already trade in here. Oh, you brought a pow today. Very interesting. This is a big pow. I'll buy it for 50 rupees. On top of that, I'll put 100 points on your card. If you're on 1000 points, you'll be happy man. Hehe. Okay, yeah, 1000 points is our goal. Like I said, 10 pows. Cool, I think the rules should be clear, so let's start seeking out all of those pows. This can become incredibly tedious because, like I said, some of those pows do appear in some very nasty locations. I want to... let's start with one of the more annoying ones. One that is close to Kakariko here. The trigger point for that one, you can either make it spawn on top of this, like... I cannot go ego perspective. Like it's either... You can either make it spawn on top of the cliff there, or you can move below the cliff where the pillar is. And you can either trigger it like facing the route to Zora's River, or you can make it face like here, this like plane here near Kakariko. I usually like to use the Zora's River strategy, which means I want to spawn it from down below here. Once again, position yourself so that the pow is not running into the wall. Approach carefully. And yeah, that's bad. And that's where positioning comes in. Okay, this pow is gone now, which means I'm gonna make it respawn by triggering the load zone here. I think that should be the fastest way. Like I said, once one of those pows is defeated or does vanish, there's a cooldown before it can spawn again. This might also be another one you could pretty easily get as like normal walking Link without a Pona. Maybe you don't even need to go through the pillar, but it does spawn around here. No, dude. No, Yeah, that's also the nasty thing again. You cannot move around here, you cannot move closer to the pow, which means it has a good way to escape, basically. Can create enough distance. And yeah, you can see how tedious this can get. That's why when I play randomizer, I always have it so that I only need to get one big pow. Which is usually the one in front of Castletown. Guy spawns so far down. No, did not went too close to the... Maybe if I move in the other direction. That opponent is stubborn sometimes also doesn't make it better. Okay, let's try it like this. I think this might be better. If I do it like this, I think that's how I want to do it. 1, 2, Aiming should also be something you can do. But I think that's better. I have like a better way to aim there. Okay, now I'm out of arrows. You can luckily buy arrows right here in Kakariko. You would imagine because I have ESS adapter and everything, I would be good at aiming, but apparently I'm not. Like it's difficult by like two things. You move around while you are on Epona, and the Poe is also moving around, which can make this a little bit tricky. Welcome. 50 pieces, yeah, sure. Might also be a good idea to do this later once you get a better quiver. But I want to do it now. Like having a little bit of a cooldown between dungeons. And not doing it at the very end. Epona, calm down. You're pretty active today. Once again, position yourself like this. There we go, nice. Good. Okay, careful now. Epona, please down. There we go. The thing is, those Poes also despawn after a while, so you also want to be fast. Okay, but there we go, nice. Cool. Okay, 2 down, 8 to go. Get our horse back. The thing is, you cannot drink those guys. I think if I do this, Link already had the bottle in hand, nice. It doesn't work here. Like those guys are treated as key items. I also hope I can remember all the spots where the Poes appear. But I think I should be able to. If I can recall 100 gold Skulltula spots, this should be easy going, right? But like I said, I haven't done this in a while. Let's get the one near Lon Ranch. This ghost appears near the entrance. I think there were arrows, but I didn't pick them up. Never mind. This Poe does appear near the entrance. You need to ride between the tree here and the ranch, and then the ghost appears. Yeah, this guy is fairly simple, nice. I also like how Epona always gets angry because I'm basically shooting through her head. Which is mean, but that's how you need to do it. But yeah, nice. That was easy. And then I guess we get the one near the wall here. We have this like weird long wall here that is like here just in the middle of Hyrule Field. And the Poe does spawn at the very tip of the wall here, in the corner. This one is tricky because once again you cannot move and the Poe does spawn a fair distance away. Let's see if this works. Nice one, good. That was easy. That one can be a little bit tricky from time to time. Once again, be fast, because after a while that guy despawns. We have nighttime, we can see this ghost pretty clearly, nice. And those Poes kind of in a way are like Koroks, they appear in very like weird but still kind of obvious spots. Okay, nice. That was a good tour. That concludes the second tour of this. I cannot pick anything up. Come on, Epona. Also, I think if you try to trigger one of those big Poes again, it will only just spawn the like normal one. Like big Poes do not respawn. You cannot like just forearm big Poes in like one spot. It needs to be, they need to be retrieved from their like 10 locations that they can spawn in. Of course, you get money here, which means you can like invest the money to buy new arrows. That's pretty nice. Also, you cannot skip the stakes, and he will always say the same thing. But for 50 rupees. Also, just in general, if you need money, that's also a good like opportunity to earn some money. You can just equip all the bottles, I think. Oh, you brought a Poe today. Very interesting. It's not so interesting anymore. That's the third big Poe I'm giving to you. No, don't talk to him. People suspect, by the way, that this guy is the castle guard that is normally here as child, because that guy is talking about how much cooler his life would be if like everything was shit. And this guy apparently does really love, like the Poe merchant here does really love it when the world is in shambles, so might be the same guy. Okay, next round. Let's go to the west side of Castle Town here. There's also a piece of heart we can grab here while we're at it. Yeah, let's get the piece of heart first. There's a piece of heart here. I think I already went here. But yeah, near this tree is a grotto. That also allows me to show one quirk about the hammer I haven't showed off yet. Because the hammer in many instances doubles down as bombs. Because what you can do when a hidden grotto is nearby, you can just do this and do this. Hello? There we go. You can just do that and it makes the grotto spawn. That doesn't work with Song of Storm grottos or the like, but it does work. Here, this piece of heart. I think I already tried to reach that, but I didn't have the diving capabilities back in the day. Let's do it the cool way with diving, not iron boots. Because then we get this not much used pause. I think that's the only time you can see Adult Link do that. You see it once as Child Link when getting Ritual's Letter. Okay, now the question is where's the Poe? I think need to like ride through one of those bushes here or so. There we go, and now he's close to the wall. Yeah, you saw that, yeah. That's the problem here, that's what I meant. Once the ghost touches the wall, it does instantly despawn. And that's why it's so important to adjust the camera correctly. And approaching from like the right angle, basically. But I do know the spot now where it appears. I need to ride through that one specific bush. Let's try to get a better angle. Let's hope it also does spawn already again. There we go. That wasn't the same bush, but okay. Okay, easy, nice. You caught a big Poe. Very nice. Okay, I think that's most of the Poes here in the northern half of Hyrule Field. We need to move further down now. I think the next one is the one near the solitary Silver Glove rock, which is over there. We can see this lonely rock there. Near that rock, there's also a Poe that spawns. Let's approach from a good angle, maybe here. How are you moving? Where are you moving, dude? And despawned. Ah, okay. Oh, come on, no arrows. Let's try a different angle. This is also a Poe many people encounter as like a normal Poe while they move around here as normal Link. Okay, easy, nice. If all of us move in a straight line, which means opponent and the Poe, that's of course fairly easy to do then. Much easier as if when the opponent like moves in one direction, the Poe's like floating in a completely different direction. Okay, nice. I already got 2 again. Nice. That means there are 4 missing right now. Here, we have this forest area here. I think this forest area does house 2 ghosts in total. But the trigger points are a little bit weird. I think one is near the tree here, maybe? Maybe those bushes here. There we go, nice. And I think the other ghost I'm thinking of is further into the forest. I think you need to ride through some bushes again there again. Yeah, cool, that is our next delivery. Let's return to Castle Town. I got some arrows, nice. Maybe Epona jumps, let's see. Oh, she does, nice, that's unusual, because this is such a steep slope. Epona usually refuses to jump there. And the power on the wall here, you can also make spawn by going here, by the way. That might be easier, sometimes. Kind of like the power over there. You have some, like, leniency with those trigger points. Whatever suits your style. Now we're still talking about the well, I guess. Okay, I got a new delivery for you. Ah, you bought a plow today. Very interesting. This is a big plow. I'll buy it for 50 rupees. On top of that, I put 100 points on your card. If you're on 1000, I'll be happy man. No, don't talk to him. Like, it confuses me that I don't get, like, an item, actually. Like, I think it's not, like, holding a purple rupee up. That's what catches me off guard. I want to press through the text for the 50 rupees I get. Also, you can ask this guy every time, like, if you normally talk to him, how many points you have. We should have 700 by this stage. 700, nice, okay. Which means one more round. Okay, one in that forest, one more in the forest. I think there are two near Gerudo Valley. Now it was a little bit weird right there. Let's see if we can get those fair and square. The one at Gerudo Valley is, in my opinion, the hardest one. Because that POW is very weird to spawn, because there are vaults on either side, and you need to move through, like, a pretty narrow passage very precisely. Also, while we added, while we're here at Hyrule Field, we have this spot here. This is one of those forgotten Hyrule Field spots here. Did I just say Hyrule Valley? But yeah, Hyrule Field. This is one of those forgotten spots. If there's nothing here, not even a POW or anything like it. Now a grotto, from what I can tell. We only have this spot here, which of course is one of those spots where you can make a big fairy spawn. Probably Song of Storms. Yep. And here I could show off that that fairy does actually restore magic. Nice. So if you want to get refreshed, this is a good spot for that. Another thing I also want to mention while I'm at it, in the intro, you can clearly see that there is a tree around here, like where the entrance to Zora's River is, but as you can see, there's no river here. River. There's no tree here, even though there is one in the intro. But yeah, just wanted to mention that. It's pretty nasty that they did put a double POW in that wood there. You would imagine that there's only one, because that's just... You would imagine that they, like, placed one POW at each, like, kind of significant location here of Hyrule Field. But there's another one here. I think this POW does spawn in, like, some kind of corner of the entire Hyrule Field here. Maybe in this corner here, somewhere around here. It would be a little bit weird, because, like, once it's in the wall, you can't get it anymore. Maybe this tree. This tree can be suspicious, I guess. Maybe you need to ride through some trees here. That could also be it. This grotto we've already visited. Yeah, this is where stuff becomes cryptic. Because those POWs do have a lot of seemingly random ways to spawn them, there are of course a lot of theories how you spawn them. Like one theory I did read, like when I did look up a guide, like back in the day when I wanted to get the POWs, was that you like need to ride through all the bushes here in a specific order in order to make the POW spawn, which is nonsense, I think. Maybe I have to. There we go. No. No, okay. No clue what I just did there, but I did right through one of the bushes and it spawned. We can maybe reset him by falling into the grotto. That should work. Whoosh. This might also be a good opportunity to farm some arrows if you don't want to pay. Or don't want to go to Kakariko again. Because you can make those bushes spawn again. Let's try this again. Oh, that's a bad angle. Nice, but anyways, good. That was pretty close to the wall. That's usually not what you want to do, but okay. If it works, it works. Okay, two more. Two more and then we have it. That went much more smoothly so far than I anticipated. But you cannot deny that if you play a game for a long time, you do get better at it. So it's nice to see that I actually do get better at this. Yeah, next PO, yeah, Gerudo Valley, like I said, the two hardest ones, or at least one of the hardest ones. Not around here somewhere. The PO will spawn, like one of the POs will spawn. Once we, like, pass through this narrow passage here. And the thing is, you can see at the end there's already, like, a wall where the PO can, like, move into and despawn. I think you want to position ourselves like this, so that we have like a straight line without a wall interrupting us. Let's see if it works. Ready your bow and see what happens. Nah. Come on, you want it? I did not activate the trigger, did I? Nope, okay. Oh, we have you though. I think that's the other Gerudo Valley ghost. Oh god, wow, that's sheep. Let's see if I can catch up to him. I think I created some... I closed the gap. Nice, okay. That actually worked, nice. Okay, that's not the ghost I want. I was after, but nice, anyways. Okay, I got 4 arrows to kill the last one. Let's see if I can do this. Might actually also be that you need to pass through the tunnel from one side and then like the other PO spawns when you pass through the tunnel from the other side. In either case, be careful how you approach this like tunnel here. This should be good, I think. Come on, where are you? Don't want to go full speed, that's also a thing. Okay. Let's see if I can spawn him by being more aggressive. Like if we like approach this side or so. Yeah, there we go. Oh, guys actually spawned up there. That's a rarity, but he will despawn. Yeah, you can see the problem. Either he goes up the wall there or he like immediately starts in the wall, which also doesn't really work. Let's reset him real quick by going into Gerudo Valley. Let's try to approach from this side. Yeah, this is also a pretty bad angle because you also once again will directly spawn in. Maybe if we do it like this. Where are you? Playing hard to get, eh? Let's try this again. Maybe if we approach like this, maybe? Where are you? You cannot hide from me. Maybe he does only spawn when you approach from like that one side, not if you approach like from over here. Also, I think I was lying. I was telling not the truth. The ghost does always spawn in the direction Link is facing, not the way the camera is facing. Now that I think about it. You can see why I don't really like that ghost here. Maybe if we move like this. Aha. Gotcha. I don't have enough arrows. Let's see how much we can chase him. But yeah, you can see it's distance based. When I close the gap here, he doesn't despawn. You can actually like follow him across the entire Hyrule field. Can I keep him like that? And get like some arrows? Can I lure him to some bushes where I can get arrows back? That doesn't really work. Look at this. Oh, he's gonna go in the wall, yeah, and goodbye. But that was nice. Just chase him across the entirety of Hyrule Field. And those are some tricks how you can prolong the chase, basically. I got arrows back, nice, convenient. So they either despawn once they create enough distance between them and you, or they despawn when they touch a wall. And basically go into a wall. That's the main takeaway here. Okay, we located our last target. And we just need to deliver the coup de grace. Let's see, can I make him spawn from this side or so? Yeah, that doesn't work. Yeah, once again, you see the problem here. In my opinion, by far the hardest out of the entire podcast here. Okay, 9 arrows, is that enough? I try anyways. I could go to Lake Hylia and get arrows that way. Of course, one thing you also want to do, you want to approach the spots where the pows spawn slowly, because that makes it easier to aim. Okay. 1 and 2. There we go. Good, that's the last one. Perfect. Also, in case you didn't notice, but those pows do have iframes once you shoot them once. You want to time it a little bit, because once you shoot them and they still have their iframes, they are basically stuck in place. Which means if you time it correctly, you can shoot the second arrow while they like still are in their place where you shoot them the first time around. It's a timing thing. Muscle memory thing. But yeah, nice. That went easier than I thought it would be. But still, it filled an entire episode, like I expected. Cool. Of course, this is much more tedious if you don't know the locations where the pows spawn. Like, if you have to figure those locations out then tough luck. But yeah, here we are. I could have bought some arrows before I... Nah, never mind. Like, who needs money if you have the bushes of Hyrule Field, right? Like, imagine real life would work like that. You just cut some grass, you do some lawn mowing, and you pick up a bunch of stuff. Like, even money. Like, imagine that. Like, everyone would do that. Like, they would, like, planet would not have any grass anymore. Everything will just be wasteland. Very interesting. This is a big pow. I buy it for 50 rupees. On top of that, I'll put 100 points on your card. If you earn 1000 points, you'll be a happy man. Wait a minute. Whoa! You have earned 1000 points. Young man, you are a genuine ghost hunter. Is that what you expected me to say? Because of you, I have an extra inventory of big pose, so this will be the last time I can buy a ghost. You're thinking about what I promised would happen when you earned 1000 points. Don't worry, I didn't forget. Just take this. And that's our last bottle. Nice. You got an empty bottle. After you put something inside, you can use it with C. Nice. Cool. And that leaves us with 4 empty bottles. Nice. Now I can work on creating my own pocket zoo. If that's something I want to do. If you don't know what that means, you will find out once I fill those bottles. I want to fill them with something at least, and I decided why not create a little pocket zoo. But yeah, anything else I want to do as adult right now? I don't think so. Actually yes. I can show off what awaits us in the Shadow Temple. Let's go to the Shadow Temple. Whee! Oh, weird from this angle, but okay. Actually takes us to Kakariko based on the particles here. Okay, we are up here now. In case you were ever wondering what is up here. Oh, I need to show something. Do I have to? I think I have to. Okay, this is the entrance to the Shadow Temple. Pretty cool gate here. We see this fire medallion emblem here on the floor. Of course, the thing we need to do here is ignite all the torches in one sweep by using Din's fire. However, there are also other methods of opening this gate or getting inside Shadow Temple. And one thing we can do is we could use fire arrows. That's actually pretty cool if you can ignite all those torches with fire arrows. And the way you do that is you want to ignite specific torches in a specific order with fire arrows. And then you use normal arrows to shoot through the ignited torches to ignite other torches. And if you do that, it looks super cool, and you can open the gate without having to use Din's fire. Once again, handy in a randomizer. Another thing you can do to enter Shadow Temple is using a precise setup with precise tricks, which includes a ledge clip and everything. I want to try if I can pull this off. It's one of those weird setup things again. I think it starts over here. You want to go into that corner, and then you want to perform backflips, side tops, backflip, this, that. Then you want to shield to the right and stuff like that. I will try to look that up, and I will try to pull this off because it does show some interesting stuff you can do in Ocarina of Time with glitches. So let me quickly look this up, and I will hopefully be able to show you how it's done. Okay guys, I did look everything up, and this will be a little bit more complicated because we need to do different things here, and we need to do multiple steps. Our first goal right now is to get on top of this structure here, and we can do this by using a specific setup. First of all, we want to go into this corner here of this wall, and we want to target it. I think kind of like that, so that we normally position ourselves parallel to the wall like we know. And what we want to do now, we want to do a backflip, and then we want to still hold target, and then we want to roll. That way we perform this weird sideways roll. But that was already wrong, because while you roll, you want to let go of Z. So we want to do backflip, roll, let go of Z. Cool. Think now we are safe to target again. And now we want to turn around by using shield turning around, which means you want to do. Come on, you want to do this, and I messed up the setup. This is very precise, so better be careful that you are doing the right thing here. Okay, this, turn around. Okay, once we are here, side up to the left. Now we are near this torch. Now we want to perform this weird roll again. And once again want to let go of Z. It's hard to explain this and executing that at the same time. So, backflip, roll, let go, target, turn around. Okay, target, side hop, roll, let go, target, and then we want to side hop to the right. And now we are basically in the perfect position to move up this seam here. We want to move up this seam here, and this is possible. In general, it is possible that Link moves up those kinds of seams. But the thing is, he always needs to have like a very precise angle, and you still need to move pretty precisely. And now this is a thing you need to feel a little bit. You want to position yourself like this, then you slowly want to move up here. Let's see if it works like this. You really want to be slowly like this, and that was pretty good. Nice. Okay, we still want to hold target. We completed the first step here, and that was bad. Shouldn't really be that dangerous though, because we still have the same angle. Let's see if this still works. Still looks pretty fine. Nice. Okay, good. Okay, what we want to do now, we want to position ourselves like this now. And this is where stuff becomes weird. What we want to do next is a ledge clip. We want to perform a ledge clip. This is very tricky. The way a ledge clip works. Ledge clip is a specific kind of glitch. You can perform this in various locations. And what we want to do is, we want to roll now, like at a specific location here, so that Link holds onto like the ledge of this structure we are currently standing on. And once Link starts to hold onto the ledge, if we press Z and hold Z, we need to press and hold Z. And if we do that the first frame during Link's holding onto the ledge animation, Link will clip into the structure we are currently standing on, and that allows us to progress with the gate clip we want to do here. So let's see if I can pull this off. We want to position ourselves like this. We want to roll while we still hold this angle here with Z button. We want to roll, want to let go of Z, and then we want to basically target again, and we want to see if it works. That was way too far away. Let's try this again. And that was too early. Might have been too early. Okay, now we are standing here. And this is where stuff can be a little bit finicky because we lost our angle. I want to arrange it now so that we still can roll here, and basically we want to roll now so that Link moves along the wall. And then we want to perform this ledge clip thing, what I said. Let's see if I can pull this off like this. Now that's not it. And now Link is parallel to the wall, which means our position is wrong for this. Like I said, this can be pretty finicky right now. I'm also not sure if I completely screwed it up now because I have a different angle now and everything. Let's see if it works like this. Yeah, okay, that's it. And I think I might be in a good position right now. You could see I did press that Z at the first instance. Link was holding onto the ledge here, and now I performed a ledge clip. Now I'm fairly certain that this is totally the wrong position. Normally what you want to have here, you want to hang here in a way that you can sometimes see Link's hair poking out from the wall. And that's basically your cue to let go of A, release target. Actually, no, you need to let go of A, don't release target, never release target while you're here like that right now. You want to release A once Link's hair clips through the wall, which in my case is not the case right now. And then you want to press B and forward. And if you do everything correctly, you will be able to clip through the gate here. But the way I see it right now, this shouldn't work. I could climb up again, I think, but I want to show you how it looks like. So you basically want to do this. And it still worked. Never mind. I'm too good. And that's how you clip into Shadow Temple without a fire source. Ah, okay, you can also watch his animation then. If he while he is in his animation state where he faces the wall so that his hair would poke out of the wall, that's also still viable. That was easier than I expected it to be, huh? But yeah, that's how we clip into Shadow Temple. Nice. Nice. Sometimes I surprise myself. Yeah, okay, the thing with Shadow Temple is we can enter it now. But a mysterious voice right here will tell us the following. The shadow will yield only to one with the Eye of Truth, handed down in Kakariko village. Okay, we can do the dungeon now. There's nothing that stops us from doing that. But the thing is, normally you're supposed to find a different item first. Because as you can see, we will work with invisible things here. And we need this Eye of Truth in order to like see through the illusion here. And that's used in a bunch of locations here. The way like I do this, I don't really need Lens of Truth. Lens of Truth is something you don't really need at all in the game, but of course the first time you play this is an ultimately important item. So I of course also will get it. So let's leave this place, but I want to show you that this is how like the order of events normally goes. If we leave this, we are already outside the gate, right? Yeah, nice. Cool. Yeah, that was a lot to digest here. I will not show this again because I'm surprised that it even worked like that. I did try that off screen a couple of times and it never worked before I started this playthrough. So kind of surprised that it just worked like that. Pretty good. I'm happy. Yeah, of course, if you want to look like glitches like this up with like more precise setups, Zelda speedruns is always a good source of information, or like just random videos on YouTube also work. Like not everything is archived and like documented on Zelda speedruns, which is a little bit sad, but like Zelda speedruns in general is a good source to at least get the basics. Like more advanced and more precise and specific stuff can be found on YouTube. This is called the Shadow Temple Gate clip for reference. I think that's the general consensus on that. I have the site on Zelda speedruns open. There's no disclaimer who like discovered this, but the video here is from Gothic Logic on YouTube. So yeah, that's, I'm gonna assume the guy who did find that glitch. Pretty nice. But yeah, nah, that means we cannot do anything here and without a Lens of Truth. And that means for the first time we need to go back to Temple of Time and we need to travel back in time, back to our childhood again. And then we will be able to do a mini dungeon again and find the Lens of Truth. Although there's, I do that sometime else, not now. There's an NPC that you can ask in Kakariko Village. You, of course, now what you would like to do, or what you do now if you don't know what you have to do, you would go back to Kakariko because Eye of Truth was handed down in Kakariko. You ask people and one person tells you of the well, that there was like one person who like used to have the Lens of Truth, and that guy lived like where the well is now. And that leads you to the well. You figure out that you need Song of Storms and everything, and that way you figure out that you need to go to the well next. And that's our next location, that's where we want to go next. So next time we do more stuff as Child Link. We might also do some cleanup as Child Link, depending on how long I take for bottom of the well. So look forward to that. Happy that the Shadow Temple Gate glitch worked, and nice. I'm happy with this episode. Very nice. And we also did all the posts, that's also good. We made quite some progress. Nice. Alright guys, thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next episode of The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Until then, take care and goodbye.